I'm sitting in this car trying to gather myself because the wildest shit just happened to me and I'm at a loss. So I was just walking. I was going for a jog at the park and then I started just walking my last couple laps. This little boy runs up to me and he's like, I can't find my mom. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. And first, like, I'm like throwing the fuck off because what do you mean? Like, this little white boy, he had to be like 7, 8. He's panicked, can't find my mom. Please help me find my mom. And I'm like, okay. So we're like backtracking. I'm like, who else were you here with other than your mom? Like, what's your name? What's your mom's name? I was like, what was the last place that you saw your mom at before you got lost? He's telling me all this stuff. So we go back to that location. We're like walking around and I happened to notice there was a bathroom near that location. So like, I walk inside the bathroom with him. I'm like, call your mom. And he's like, oh, mom. And I'm like, what is your mom's name? And he told me her name. So I'm like, I'm yelling her name. And she's like, yes. She's like, comes out of the bathroom with the little, her other kid who's younger. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, is this your son? And she's like, I'm like, what's his name? And she tells me, I'm like, is this your mom? And he was like, I'm like, cool. So I explained to her, like, your son thought that he was lost, da 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 da. This little boy, y'all, this little boy stops, looks at his mom, and says, Mom, you were right. You told me that if I got lost to look for a black lady or a black family, you were right. Excuse me? I was like, what? He was like, my mom told me that if I was ever lost or if I was ever in trouble to look for a black lady or a family. I'm like, what? So I look at her and she was like, yes, I've told my child since like he could formulate words or thoughts that if he's ever lost or in trouble to look for a black woman or a black family because he will be fine. And I'm like, that is insane. Me and this woman spent the next 20 minutes talking while her kids were playing, talking about the difference between a child asking a white person or a white family for help versus a black woman or a black family. I had never heard of this. She's like, yes, I think every white woman that I know has told their child this. She then proceeds to tell me, she's like, I don't know that black people don't harm children, but I know for a fact that white people harm kids and kidnap kids for fun. I have never, I was at a loss for words. I talk. Like, I didn't even have the words to formulate to explain to her how shocked I was at what she, because like, I know this to be true. There's never been a time in my black ass life where I have seen a black woman and not thought that like, in the least, she's going to look out. You know what I mean? Like, whether I know you or not, I know if some shit pop off, me and this black girl, we got each other. You know what I mean? I've never doubted that. I did not know that white people knew that. I had no idea that white people knew that black women, like, we're going to take care of. I don't give a fuck who that child belongs to. I don't care that if I've never seen a child, I don't give a fuck if that kid is Asian, white, don't care. I'm going to. I did not know that they knew this. That shit just, it broke my brain. It broke my brain. And I am so glad that I did what I was supposed to do for all of us. Hey, for all my sisters, I passed the fucking test. Because that little boy, I'm talking about, he ran up to me and held my hand. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. That white lady said, and here's the crazy part, I don't know if I told y'all this, she didn't even know that her son was lost. Like, she had gone to the bathroom. I told him I was going to the bathroom. He must have not heard her or whatever, but she was not panicked. Like, she was like, my kid was playing. First of all, why the fuck would you go to the bathroom with your one kid, leave your 7-year-old by himself at the park? Like, insane. Insane, but whatever.
Imagine being child who suddenly get lost in a crowded place. You feel scared, confused, and you just want someone to help you. Many parents teach their children what to do in that moment. Some says find a police officer, others says look for a store worker or a family with kids. But there is a one piece of advice that has started many debates. Some white children are told that if they get lost, they should find a black person to help them. At first, this advice might sound simple. It might even sound like a safety rule. But when we look deeper, it raises many important questions about race, trust, and how children learn to see other people. Why do some parents give this advice? where did the idea came from, and what does it teach children about the world, about each other. In this video, we'll look deeper into this topic, the history behind it, and where conversation about race and safety matter in society. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the content, comment the comment section. Let's get into it. Thank you.
Hey guys, so unpopular opinion. I cannot stand when I hear non-black people telling their children to find a black woman if they're lost. But on Saturday at Disneyland, there was a baby who was lost. And guess what? Everyone walked past that baby. Everyone walked past that baby except my girlfriends and I. 3 black women. I walked over to him. I said, "Are you lost?" I was like, "Are you okay?" He's literally in the middle, like holding a teddy bear, like looking around, crying, and people are walking right past him. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "No." I said, "Are you lost?" And he said, "Yes." So I was like, "Okay, who are you here with?" He told me through his cries. I was trying to decipher what he was saying. In the meantime, my girlfriends went and found cast members, and I was like, "No, I'm going to find his mama. I'm a mama. I'm finding his mama." He was there with his mom, his dad, and his sister, and his sister's friend, I believe he said. And so I was like, "What was the last ride you guys were on?" He said the teacups. So I said, "Okay." He said, "We were on the teacups. I turned around and they were gone." I don't think that's what happened. I think he was there and didn't see them and walked off, because Christian did that one time in a grocery store while I was putting a cart away. He turned around and didn't see me and started screaming. I was like, "I'm right here, son." And so I think he just didn't see them and then walked off looking for them, thinking that they left him there. I don't know why, but he was also a little brown baby, so I was not about to give him back to anybody but his parents, right? But I hate that trope. I hate that for generations our ancestors were wet nurses and forced to take care of children that weren't their own, right? But I understand why y'all say find a black woman, because everybody walked past that baby. They walked right past him, and then who stopped? 3 black women. We stopped to make sure he was okay. So let's get back to taking care of our neighbor. Let's get back to making sure people are safe. Let's get back to making sure children are covered. Because I was so confused, because at first I was like, no, he can't be lost, because he must be with somebody, because people are just walking by. And then when we looked, we were like, no, he's lost. And we went to go check to make sure he was okay, and he was not. We found his parents. As we walked back towards the teacups, I could see them looking for him as we were looking for them. So he was safe, but I was like, I understand why y'all say find us, because everyone else was walking right past him.
Get the fuck out of here, little nigga.
I keep seeing people talk about the white child find a black woman thing, and this is like my take on it. A lot of us black women are taking it back to like when we were the mammy, like back to the mammy days, and just keeping it there. But when I think of it past the mammy days, I also think about the fact that we are possibly the safest person that your fucking child could be with. Like, honestly, just the black woman being who she is. And all of us collectively as black women, majority of us can say we will help any child, no matter race, age, any of that. We will help any child in need. So I honestly think it's more so of a thing, like, they know their child would not be safe with a white man. They know their child would not be safe with another white woman. And they're not very sure about a black man. They say find black men too sometimes, but they know they'll be safe with us. But let me also say this. I completely and utterly understand our frustration with that shit, because that puts us in danger. It fucks us.
I was in a grocery store today where a random white child ran up to a random black teenager. She looked to be about 15, 16 years old, but probably appeared older to him because he looked to be about 6, 7 years old. So he went up to her, grabbed her hand, and was like, "Mommy told me to find one of you if I'm lost. Can you help?" And this kid, this teenager, deer in headlights, had no idea, looking around trying to figure out what to do. And honestly, I've never trusted that situation. I've never trusted the fact that y'all tell your children to find a black woman for safety, but you tell the world black women are violent, angry, and bitter. Never really trusted that. So I stayed in the aisle, and I'm glad I did, because not even 30 seconds later, here comes his mother with security rounding the corner talking about, "Why are you touching my child?" Black women, if you find yourself in this situation, record everything immediately.
Bruh, do not tell your kid this shit. Because if a kid comes up to me and they're like, I'm in danger, I'm not going to be an asshole and be like, no, get away from me. But I'm going to be like, I don't really know what the fuck to do, but I guess I'll stay with you.
Y'all, so I'm watching Impractical Jokers. Do y'all watch that? That's when a group of friends, I see it turned into 3. It used to be 4 of them. But they make each other do stupid pranks to embarrass each other. Okay, so I'm on season 11, episode 1. And this prank is, they are the manager at Raising Cane's. And if you never seen the show, the people in the store typically is in on it. Unless, like, you know, they get in the employees. They playing pranks on the employees. The employees are typically in on it. So I'm assuming the employees are in on this one. So anyways, the game that they playing now is you have to put people out the store. And they send somebody in there to put people out, the people who you got to put out. Like, you don't pick on no random customer. They set up decoys. So the first one was a man and a woman. He proposed to his lady. He said, we had our first date here. And, you know, he got on one knee and proposed to her. And so then the man had the manager, who's a part of Impractical Jokers, had to put the couple out. He said, we don't allow that shit here. Ain't no proposing up in motherfucking, where they at? Up in Raising Cane's. Ain't no proposing here. Y'all gotta go. So y'all know the whole story and the uproar. Like, damn, what the fuck? Why they gotta leave? Blah, 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 blah. Like, this, the second one is, this is why they say, when you are in trouble, find a black woman. This why other people who don't look like us tell you they kids, when you in trouble, this who you go to for help.
We brought in our producer, Alyssa Lane Carlay's son,
And Hugh Brenton.
Have you seen my mother? Excuse me, have you seen my mother?
Is that Alyssa's son, Brenton? Yeah. And he's lost. Sure he is. He's the son of a bitch, man. What's happening is he's asking every table if they've seen his mom. He can't find his mom.
Do y'all think y'all could do this?
She's bringing him to the front of the store.
Trap has been set. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, you lost your mom?
You guys suck, man. You guys.
Hey guys, we got a missing child. Was looking for his mom. Anybody help us?
Sal, no.
Oh my God, you give me so much.
Go, Sal, go.
We're trying to find his
What?
mom. His mom. His mom. His
No,
mom.
not in here, not in here.
No, his mom's missing.
No, but you cannot do that in here. You can't bother people eating. Throw him out of the store, Sal. You can't bother people eating. I gotta take you out. Okay, come on. I don't know where your mom is, but she might be out in Brooklyn. She might be in Brooklyn. What's that? But he's bothering people at a dining right now. He's bothering the diners.
Out of all the people in there, look who stood up for him.
She's probably in Brooklyn somewhere. Yes, I will. I am going to help him. That's what it is. Yes. Yes.
Get him out of your lose.
That's okay, but she's not here. How old are you? How old are you? He's 7. You can go out there and look for your mom. He's 7 years old. When I was 7, I walked around every neighborhood. Where's your where is your sense of process?
Get him out of your
Can you
lose.
just go that way, please? Just go.
God.
Get out. Yes, please get out. Oh my God, I gotta get out of here. Innocence is gone. Enjoy, please. I'm sorry for this disruption. I didn't win anything.
Y'all, I love this show. I be cracking up. I didn't even know that they had an 11th season, but here we are. I'm about to enjoy it without y'all.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
That you're lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd find my home.
Okay.
When some white students are shot to find a black person if they got lost, it may sound like a simple safety tip, but when we look deeper, it shows many complicated ideas about race and trust. Advice like this often comes from fear and past experiences. Parents usually just want their kids to be safe. Safety is one of the strongest concerns for any parent. Because of that, parents sometimes create quick rules for children to follow. These rules are meant to be easy to remember. However, simple rules can sometimes carry hidden message. One hidden message is that skin color can tell us who is safe. In reality, skin color alone cannot tell us anything about a personal character. History plays a role in where this advice exists. In some society, racial groups have been treated very differently. There have been long histories of racism and discrimination. Sometimes people try to correct past wrongs in unusual way. But solving prejudice with other kind of racial rule is still problematic. It keeps race at the center of how we judge people. It does not teach children how to understand individuals. Instead, it creates other shortcuts in thinking. Shortcuts about people often become stereotypes. Stereotypes are simplified beliefs about group of people. They ignore the complicity of real human lives. Every person has their own character, values, and choice. When children hear racial rules, it may affect friendship, trust, and empathy. Children learn social ideas very quickly. What elders say can stay in their minds for many years. Because of this, elders need to think carefully about the lessons they give. A better safety lesson focus on role rather than race. For example, children can be told to look for a police officer. They can approach a store workers or security guard. A parent with children nearby is also often a safe person to ask. These clues are based on responsibility and context. They help children recognize who is likely able to help. This approach also teaches fairness. It shows children that trust should be based on behaviors and situation. When safety advice avoids racial assimilation, it helps build a more respectful world view. In the long run, teaching children both awareness and fairness helps create a more thoughtful and equal society. This marked the end of my reaction to my returning subscriber. Thank you so much for watching. To my new subscriber, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the content, comment the comment section. Let's see each other in the next video. Bye.